Hello everyone, let me introduce myself. My name is Putri Karimah Awalia from Bina Sarana Informatika University, majoring in accounting. My name is 6324084 from class 63 to A11. Today I will present two topics. The first one will be giving a speech stamp, change the bad habit. And the second, I will explain about indirect question. Change the habit. Bad habits are action or behavior that are done continuous or repeated that are not beneficial or detrimental to the individual himself or others. Bad habits have crucial factors, namely first, comfort, second, or accept. Humans tend to avoid the discomfort, pain, stress, or anxiety. Bad habits are often a quick solution to reduce stress and divert boredom. Second, social and cultural environment. Social surrounding environment could reshape our habits. If all of our friends often stay up late, drink silently, or protest staying need, it is likely that we will follow that pattern. So, there is a saying, our environment is a mirror of our habits. Third, lack of self-awareness. Many bad habits arise because we act automatically without realizing it. Mindfulness allows us to see our action in the moment, and this is essential to change them. Four, quick rewards. Humans tend to choose something that provides quick pleasure rather than delay the long-term benefit. 5. Habits that have been formed for a long time. The longer we do something, the stronger the natural pathway in the brain becomes. That's why bad habits feel comfortable or even natural. It takes extra effort to erode all pathway and build new, healthier ones. And how do we change this bad habit? There are several steps to change bad habit, namely, first, identify the habit you want to change. Write down what you want to change specifically. For example, I want to stop scrolling social media before going to bed. Second, find the trigger. What triggered me to do this habit? For example, when I'm bored at night, I open my phone and scroll through social media. Third, understand the reward, like what I get from doing this bad habit. For example, scrolling media can make you feel entertained and not feel alone. 4. Design a replacement habit. What kind of routine can replace a bad habit with a good habit? For example, replacing the habit of scrolling media with reading or drawing. 5. Make a concert plans, like what step can I take for tomorrow? For example, put your telephone away before going to bed or put it in another room. 6. Build a support system like stick reminder notes in the room, or you can use an activity reminder application. And the 7 is to give from to fail and risk again, because basically changing bad habits into good ones is not easy. It takes percentage and self-confidence to do it. The most important thing is not to be discarded and continue to make ourselves continue to live good days and habits. That's why we will live well, be disciplined and appreciate time. Next, I will explain the material about indirect question. What indirect question? Indirect questions are questions that are not indirect, are generally asked to people we don't know or to people we respect or respect. For example, our boss, our teacher, our client, and so on. In indirect question, there are additional phrases that function to refine and make the question more valid. Additional phrases include, do you know? Can you tell me? Do you have any idea? I was wondering. I'd like to know. What will be possible? Indirect questions are not always in the form of interrogative sentence. Indirect question can also be in the form of new sentence. For example, in the phrases, I was wondering and I'd like to know. Indirect questions that begin with these phrases are not interrogative sentence, but new sentence. Here are some examples of indirect question. Could you tell me if you've seen Putri? Do you have any idea why the building is demolished? I was wondering whether or not they told me the truth. Indirect question also have two types of question, namely yes or no question, AWH question. Here is explanation of both. One yes or no question. To form an indirect question of the yes or no question type, we can follow the patterns below. Indirect question process plus if, whether, plus subject and predicate and complement. Explanation. An indirect question process is a process that begins an indirect question that functions to refine a sentence. Above are some indirect question processes that we can use. We are free to choose to use if or whether. There is no significant difference between the two. It's just that if is used more often in direct question than whether. Example, can you tell me if the cafe is open on Monday? And I'd like to know whether John visited the museum. 2. WH question. WH question in indirect question are the same as yes or no question. The difference is in WH question if whether is replaced with a W1H. What, where, who, whom, when, why, which, and how. For more details, see the following patterns. Indirect question process plus WH, house, plus subject, plus predicate, plus complement. Example, do you know who she is? And I was wondering what you think about me. And he wants to know how I had done that. Keep in mind that the predicate that appears after W1H must always be placed after the subject, not before the subject. For example, do you have any idea where the nearest ATM? Correct? Because the predicate is cat after the subject, the nearest ATM. And could you tell me why is she angry? Wrong, because the predicate is come before the subject she. the correct sentence? Could you tell me why she is angry? That's enough of my explanation. I hope it's useful. Thank you.